Durdle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and durdle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Durdle Magic and our unusually scheduled content today. Hope to do more in the future. I just wanted to take some time to talk about a card coming out in Zendikar Rising that I think has some implications for Magic in the future, and maybe some implications for Commander, and that is this card right here, Feed the Swarm. Yes, Feed the Swarm. A removal for enchantments in black. So Feed the Swarm is 1 black, a sorcery, and it's a common, which I rather enjoy. But specifically it says, destroy target creature or enchantment and opponent controls, you lose life equal to that permanent's converted mana cost. So this is an effect that black has never ever had in its color identity before. It's come closer over the last few years, and we'll go over some of those cards in a minute, but it has never been able to outright destroy enchantments. So the big question we're going to try and answer here today, or at least form an opinion on, is why does black need the enchantment removal, and should it keep getting the enchantment removal, and what are some of the comparable cards and generals that might help out in the process? First, let's take a look at some of the cards that came closer to doing what this card does, but we're never quite there. Our first card comparison comes from Mire in Misery, printed in Commander 2019. It has each opponent choose to sacrifice a creature or an enchantment. It's also a sorcery, uncommon for 1 in black. So, even on power level there, it doesn't really compare. The next card to compare to Feed the Swarm is Pharika's Libation. It's an instant, but for 2 in black, and it has the same effects as Mire in Misery, except it's modal for whatever reason. So the opponent will either sacrifice a creature or an enchantment. Again, it's another edict type of effect. Last but not least, I think we should mention Torment of Hailfire, just because it does in fact enable you to hit enchantments if you put enough mana into it. However, again, it's another kind of choice edict effect, and doesn't really come up to par with destroy target enchantment. So I think we need to address the other part of the argument that I put forth in the beginning, where is this card good? Is it good for Commander? Is it going to be good for black? And I think the answer generally is yes, but I have some qualms about it, and I'd like to compare it to this card here. Enter Chaos Warp. Chaos Warp is a red card that can get rid of enchantments, and it's one of the few red cards, if not the only red card that can do so. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. So my problem with Feed the Swarm is it's giving straight enchantment removal to black, and my feeling on it is black has never really needed the enchantment removal. It never had to really get around anything, whereas red really did. Flavor wise, black destroying enchantments is a little bit off. Red destroying artifacts always seems to be there. So for me, it's a great addition to the black part of the color pie, the color identity. I just don't know if I necessarily like it, and that could be a knee-jerk reaction that won't bear fruit in the future, and I certainly hope not. So, in comparison to Chaos Warp, is it kind of the same thing? No, not really. Chaos Warp has a much better drawback, and the drawback for black just losing life is really no drawback at all. So, in that context, let's go ahead and see what commanders this will help. I think the obvious one here is easily Vilis, Broker of Blood. Not only can you destroy an enchantment, you may also draw any number of cards where you lose that much life. This will definitely help out Vilis decks that are maybe hampered by, enchantments that say you can only draw 1 card a turn, or they draw extra cards, stuff like that. Nothing specific for Vilis that I can think of off the top of my head, but destroying a problematic enchantment that you can't get rid of otherwise and drawing a bunch of cards is going to be very good for it. The next commander I want to look at is Yuriko the Tiger's Shadow, but really any Dimir commander could go here. Dimir is so hamstrung just based on its color identities that's within it, that this will be a boon to Dimir decks. Absolutely a boon. Yuriko being able to attack, having to attack, will also just get extra benefits by destroying propaganda effects, and by having blue, you can recur it and use it repeatedly to destroy other enchantments. It's going to be fantastic for Dimir, no questions asked. Speaking of propaganda effects, however, we also have the more aggressive commanders in Rakdos and Grixis that'll really benefit from this. Of course, Grixis having, again, access to blue, and red having things like Underworld Breach and stuff like that to bring stuff back from the graveyard. Specifically sorceries, because this is a sorcery, will be really good. So anything with black is just going to benefit from this if it doesn't have access to green and white. And I think anything Dimir, Rakdos, Mono Black, or Grixis, all of it, it's all going to benefit from this card. So in summary of Feed the Swarm, is it going to be helpful, and did black need this card? To answer the former, yes, it's going to be immensely helpful, I think. Like I said, Mono Black, Dimir, Rakdos, Grixis, all of it's going to want it. There's going to be some decks, I guess, that won't run it, but I will try to put it in just about anything that has black if I don't have access to green or to white, as they can take care of, enchantments, and black now can too. As for the latter part of that question, I don't think black needed it at all. I've never had problems in a black deck that were so severe that I needed enchantment removal. I've never run into it myself. Let me know in the comments if you've run into any problems where you desperately needed some enchantment removal that somebody else just either didn't take care of, or you couldn't just, I don't know, go for the throat and then murder your way through. Black having it is nice. I don't think it needed it. Maybe we're going to get something stupid and extreme out of Keldheim that needs to be removed. I don't know. Again, this was made in a standard set though, so maybe it was an answer there. But it's definitely going to sell some packs, and it being a common, you can be guaranteed to see 1 or 2 in your next couple of games, I'd wager, after the release of Zendikar Rising. But this is all my opinion, of course. Let me know in the comments what you think about this card. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode and extra content. And let me know in the comments if you have a cool name for this, because I couldn't think of one. So until the next episode of Durdle Magic, hope you stay safe out there, play some Magic when you can, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for coming to Durdle with us today. Hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with our latest videos. Please leave a like and share the video with somebody who you might think is interested. We also post links to our videos on Facebook and Twitter at DurdleMTG. If those are the forums you choose to use, please check this out there. Until we can Durdle with some magic again, see you around.